Hello, everyone. I am here today with Debra, one of our beautiful authors from Emergence. And we were just talking offline before we started recording about something that has come about in the last couple of weeks since, and you'll read about it in the chapter if you haven't already, because this is going live on the day that we launch. Um, but Debra just shared with me something that is really special because I know her journey and I would love you to share. So just exactly how you just shared with me, what has happened in the last 3 weeks for you?
In just the last 3 weeks, uh, I uh, I started I went to the Colorado, to the Rocky Mountains, and where the air is beautiful, crisp, and fresh, and I know it quite well. And I took my motorcycle, and I rode my motorcycle quite a bit. And the feeling that I had on it for the first time in probably 5 to 7 years was just complete ease, complete grace. It was coming back to myself. No matter how many, I think for the past 7 years, I've been on this extreme journey from being, Kundalini yoga teacher training to plant medicine journeys and facilitating them, sound medicine and sound healing and breath work and just all these different journeys. And what I found in this last 3 weeks is the pure bliss of nature,
Mhm,
that there is
mhm,
nothing more healing than being in nature. And
mhm,
my motorcycle moves me and allows me to really be in the elements of nature,
mhm.
as well as like getting off my bike and just immersing in nature. And to me, it's the greatest tool of all. It's like no
Yeah.
matter how many things I've tried, just nature is it.
And
Yeah.
there's a bit of a backstory to that because there was a long time that you were off your motorcycle, and people will read about it a little bit in that they'll get a bit of a taste for you in the chapter. There's a whole lot more depth, and we were just saying how you would go back and edit it because there's just so much color in your experience in your life. But the backstory to you getting back on your motorbike was a big journey for you. It was how many years were you off your motorbike?
It's been about 7 years when I lost my passion and I lost my ability to control myself on my bike, that it was a very thin line between life and death,
Hmm.
and not really caring to live anymore. And I took risks that were could have cost me my life. While at the same time, I've had many, many dear friends, and my closest friend, including my fiance, have all been killed on motorcycles. So it's been very hard to watch so many people get damaged from the risk of riding or lose their lives. And I knew that I was playing the game of Russian roulette,
Hmm.
and I had to ground myself off my bike. I had to find other ways and get to know myself in many different ways. And so I've done that. I've taken 7 years of a break after having ridden Harleys for 35 years.
Hmm.
So took a 7 year break to go find myself. And I come full circle and back around to finding
Hmm.
myself back in nature.
Hmm. And do
Yeah.
you feel this? uh, I'm just being very cautious with how I word this and how it feels, but do you feel in control now of that throttle hand? Do you
Uh,
like is that a subtle thing, or is it something that you feel like you had, because I know you had to wait until you felt that before you got on the motorbike?
it's a completely different sense of respect for not even a
Mhm.
motorcycle, but for life and for myself. And I think some of the big deep dives I've done in the past 7 years, number one, is kind of killing my aggressive and violent masculine side of myself, which would ride like Russian roulette, and learning how to allow the feminine to come in and take over with the skill sets I've had as a masculine rider. And so allowing myself to release the ego that comes very strongly with writing, to approach it with a sense of mindfulness, love, grace, respect, and also to check in with myself. Am I feeling really ready to ride? What is my state of mind? To not be riding out when I'm aggressive, to not be
Mhm,
escaping anything, to just have that pure set of mindfulness that I didn't necessarily have so much in the past, and
mhm,
to understand fear at a completely different level today.
mhm. That's absolutely just so incredible and so beautiful. It's like you've interwoven the masculine and the feminine now, like
Yeah.
in a way to be able to use the bike and use it as a tool for healing, and as like you said, being in the bliss of nature, and having that mindfulness of like having parameters before you, like a checklist before you get on. And
Yeah.
I just think like that's almost a whole story in itself.
And I do want to share, there was so many beautiful confirmations from spirit that one of my spirit guides, my animal totem is eagle. One of them is eagle. That's the air one. And we went for a beautiful, couple-hour ride, and I met a lady on the street, and she gifted me a special feather.
Mm.
And with that, as I rode back over the pass, an eagle flew over my head within 3 feet.
Oh, I get
So
chills.
that was like a confirmation, for me that, I have finally kind of received that freedom of fear, freedom of um, trying to, uh, freedom from misusing and abusing this ability and chance and incredible gift to be alive. Like, it's the most miraculous thing there is going, is to be alive today. And so I don't take that for granted anymore.
Yeah, I think we just got our gold nugget. I don't think we need to hear any more from you. That was perfect. I think it's just, and if anyone take like, I was going to ask you what is the key message that you would like the reader to experience from your chapter? But I think even like just in what you said is, um, like I think that's the key for anyone to realize
Yeah,
that with this life is a miracle.
it is. We get one chance and it can be taken within a blink of an eye. And I don't have to risk it anymore. I don't have to play Russian roulette. That every moment, every day, every hour, every breath is just such a gift. And to
Mm,
really being aware of that, and being back on my bike reminds me of that. Um, and there's not a moment that goes by that I'm not in gratitude for all those that came before me.
mm. Yeah, yep. It's yeah, I don't really have any words because you understand I think, with women like us who have experienced to the depths that we have, and um, can appreciate know how special life is, but also to be at the brink of life and death, like you and I have experienced both at various times in our life, to be right there on the precipice, and to then also be able to to move through that and then be able to use that as a gift. It's it's a really special thing. So I'm just really happy for you that you got back on the bike. I knew that it was something that was you were working towards, and it was like this big thing, and you knew you needed to be ready, and there was a lot of fear, and I'm just so happy to hear that's transpired, and all nothing is a coincidence. I don't believe in this life. And you said that this year was we were just talking about this year being your year of writing your book of stories, your and that you wanted to write a book this year. And you've now written a chapter, and you're about to become, and by the time this is live, you are a published author. How does it feel now, like going through this process? And you were just saying to me that you've seen the process, and you've seen that maybe you don't necessarily want to be the writer, or that you don't necessarily want to share your story or all of your stories. How do you feel now, having been through this process of getting it out of your heart and onto paper, and now in a physical, tangible form? How do you feel?
Hmm. It's a double-loaded question. So it feels good to check something off my list of goals, and experience the process. Everything from what am I going to write to how much am I going to share to the shame, and has this really healed? So it really is like peeling another layer once you're not just being witnessed by another person or a friend or a therapist, that this is going out into the open public. So there's a whole other level of work to be done that I wasn't aware of. Um, and it's it's telling me that yes, this is very powerful, a very powerful form of a tool to heal, one that I'm not going to take lightly. So I feel like I might be, this has started the process, and I might be just starting to add chapters upon chapter and upon a chapter. I'm not ready to stop writing. Um, However, I'm not ready to just pop out a whole book just yet. To me,
Yeah.
it is a process. And there's a part of me that I instantly, like, my knee-jerk reaction is, sure, I'll pop out a book under a false name. However, that I know is not doing the deeper healing that I'm feeling like that I need to do. So it's really starting to excavate
Mm,
a lot for me. This is also, I mean, just part of my writing journey as well, has been
mhm.
able to write about the writing, has gotten me back to writing. Do you know what I mean? So there's still a lot more to come, and it's part of the journey.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It is a journey, and it is. I always say, we have an idea of what the transformation is for the reader. That when we start writing, we have, a good book, and the books that I produce are about a transformation for the reader. It's, a specific message that we want them to feel, or be inspired to take action on. But the hidden the hidden and most of the time bigger transformation happens for the writer. It happens in the process of writing, and even if the story doesn't even get published and be seen by other people, it's the process of excavating and the layers of things that you didn't even expect to be there. um, it always it doesn't surprise me. It always shocks me. Like to see it and witness it in other women, especially the ones that I'm helping, because it's often the ones who were expecting it to be a certain way, and we're expecting it to be really hard, that it was easy for, and vice versa. Sometimes it's the other way around. um but I'm so excited. I'm so excited for people to read more about you. Where are you now? Where can they find you? We've got the links in the book, but where would you like people to connect with you first, like most off? Your website, or find you on
I think
Instagram?
I'm on Instagram, social media, Facebook, my website. I'm accessible to all of them.
Yeah, they'll
I'm
find
pretty,
you through the website, I think, won't they? They'll
yeah,
they'll find
I'm
you.
pretty
Yeah.
accessible. And just drop me an email.
Yeah.
And I just want to say how much deep gratitude I have for you and this
Thank you.
experience. You know, it's been beautiful. I know that we started off on a whole different story that I was going to share. I had about 5 really good transformative stories I wanted to share, that I started to write. And so I'm excited to continue those and just let them come. But I would have never even put probably pen to paper, um, without having you kind of guide and be here and support me through this. And I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate that. And kind of my message to others is, and it always has, I mean, like, I think I'm coming up on 38 years of what I call living in the light. Part of that 38 years has been a lot of journaling. I think I have about 20 different journals, and I know that writing is one of the most therapeutic and healing tools. So,
Absolutely is.
and to be seen and witnessed and share that with somebody else is taking it to a whole new level. So,
Yeah.
and it's not just journaling. So I appreciate you.
Thank
And like I
you.
said, the message to others is get writing,
Just
get
get it
writing,
out of you, get it out of your heart. Yeah, exactly.
get it out of your energy. Yeah, just get it
Yeah.
out. So
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you so
And deep
much.
gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you. Just gonna
Mhm.
stop.